What is up, everyone? I'm coming on here for a couple of plays for today. Now, yesterday we had some very close misses, and yesterday was not a very good day. The past 3 days, we had a 15-unit day, we had a 15-unit day, so literally back-to-back 15-unit days over the past 3 days, and then we had yesterday probably a minus 6-unit day. And, if that doesn't tell you the swings in sports betting, I don't know what does, because, again, this is how sports betting goes, and that's why I tell you guys every single day, whether we win or lose, that this is a long-term game, right? I try to get that across if we have a bad day, kind of like we did yesterday, or if we had amazing days like we had the past 3 days. I try to come on here and pretty much say the same stuff, because at the end of the day, it's about principles. It's about, managing your emotions, having a set strategy over a longer period of time. And that's why I don't really talk about these day-to-day swings very much and don't really care about them that much either. And you guys have to get to a mental state where you don't either, because that's how you need to think when you're sports betting, because sports betting is not going to be a linear game. And what I mean by that is that when you look at the profitable graph, hopefully by the end of the year, the end of the month, or whatever it is, you're not going to probably see this. You're not going to see just a straight line up, right? This is not a game to just see something where you're just making 1 unit every single day or something like that, right? If you want to go do that, go, invest in bonds or something. It's going to be a very much up and down sort of journey like this, right? You're probably going to have a lot of ups and downs through this game. And again, that is how sports betting is. Probably one of the most volatile things that you can get into. So that's why you have to understand that. Now, with that being said, with high risk comes high reward, and that is why there's some things that you can do in sports betting that you can just double your bankroll over a couple of weeks or whatever by tailing my bets. And you'll see so far the straight bets, we are up 30 units so far this year. We are 66 and 42. And yesterday we did win one and we lost 2 of them. Okay, so I didn't update this graph because REBET right now, Pikkit is not syncing with it correctly. So we are actually 67 and 44 is what the record is currently, and the profit is probably about 29 units or something. Straight bets up about 30 units. And then so far, I actually did update this, and we're up 42 units on PrizePicks and Underdog. We've underperformed so far in the parlays, and we've overperformed so far in the straight bets. So that being said, I hope you guys are tailing everything, because, if you take the overperforming and the underperforming, you combine that together, it's pretty much a normal sort of spread that we have going on. And at the end of the day, we are very much so profitable on PrizePicks Underdog. We are very much so profitable on straight bets. I've talked about this over the past couple of days, but PrizePicks kind of been our laggard. Underdog, we've been doing amazingly well. I mean, I've probably 3x'd a lot of people's bankroll on Underdog over the past 2 weeks, and we're going to keep doing that, really. Personally, I only had a couple $100 on Underdog because I stopped using Underdog. Really, the last time I used Underdog was back probably early 2024, something like that, and I actually have some videos on this channel, some of the first videos where I was doing 5- and 6-man NFL correlation on Underdog, and they pretty much took correlation away on Underdog completely. That's why I stopped using them, and I actually switched fully to PrizePicks to do correlation on PrizePicks. But Underdog now, with the payouts they have, which I've talked a lot about, they have 3.5x payouts for two-man entries, which is absolutely massive, and we're going to keep crushing them on that. On top of that, you can do a friend boost where, if you copy my entries and you're the first 10 people to copy my entries, you'll actually get boosted by another 30%. At the end of the day, it doesn't really matter that much, because even with the 3.5s, it's extremely profitable and really the best slip type in the industry. But I forgot where I was going with this whole thing. But with that being said, I didn't have that much money on Underdog. I had a couple $100, and I'm already up to $500 on Underdog. So personally, I know my bankroll has 2x to 2.5x, and we've only taken maybe 30 Underdog slips, something like that. And there's a lot of comments over the past couple of days of how well we did on Underdog. And again, on Underdog, if you don't know that we can swing and things can swing day to day, then look at this, guys. We have a miss here, a miss here, a miss here, a miss here, and a pick that is actually set up right here. This pick was yesterday's play of the day. It was close. Call me sus, got 13 headshots. He needed 13.5. So there's a lot of close entries here. Now, I talked about this yesterday, but look at yesterday's Underdog picks, or 2 days ago's Underdog picks, where actually this one hits, and this one hits, okay? So this was, all the picks that I showed the other day, and we actually went 7-0 on these slips, all right? And again, you have to understand that these are 3.5x entries. So these 2 entries alone, let's just say this one and this one, are pretty much, you're getting 6 units from these, because 3.5x, you're going to win 2.5 units on each of these. So it's about 5 units between these. And you have 1, 2, 3, 4 misses here. So, just these 2 entries alone, I just picked these random 2 ones, but just these 2 entries alone pretty much paid for these losses, right? So that's why I talk about long-term games, right? Because we might have hit like crazy 2 days ago. those plays, some of those plays, a couple of those plays just 2 days ago would pay for some of these losses that we had, because you're going to lose sports betting, guys. I'm never going to come on here and say that all I do is win. It's just not true, right? There's literally no one that's going to win, whether you're the best sports bettor in the world. You're never just going to always win. Now, probably the closest one and a heartbreaker was Jalen Williams. What a call on Jalen Williams, guys. He almost gets 30 points. So I took him at 9.5. I think he probably bumped later to 10 or 10.5. It literally did not matter. He got absolutely insane numbers at 30 points. So great call right there on the NBA. And these are really the toughest ones to lose, when you just make great calls. And unfortunately, you get very, very screwed over by one guy underperforming. This Cajun guy was the worst player on his team. He had the lowest amount of kills. The second lowest amount of kills was 29. Okay. So he had 26. The second lowest was 29. And then everyone else had 30 plus kills. So very, very sad. Obviously, if he gets one more kill, then we push and we probably get like a 2.5x or something. And then if he gets two more kills, we would have hit like a 5.2x. And this has just been the story of Prize Picks over the past couple of weeks, maybe even more than a couple of weeks. Like February was like this, on Prize Picks, we started January just amazingly well, and then we've just kind of shuffled down a little bit, and we've had some ups and downs. Like here's like Super Bowl weekend, and we've had the past couple of days we had a big weekend on these different parlay apps. But with Prize Picks, it's just been sometimes one step forward, two steps back a lot of times. And we've had some good hits the past couple of days on this channel and stuff. But yeah, I mean, if anything explains Prize Picks and how we've been doing the past couple of weeks, it's an entry like this, right? We had so many 3 out of 4s. We've had so many just very, very close misses. I mean, here's another one that was pretty close, to be honest, as well. Rounding out, we did hit on better, which is really nice. This was a very, very good entry as well with a better discount. And then I did take Warriors money line. This was a very not so good loss. I'm not happy about that one. And then this one was Thunder to go -6. That also misses because SGA hit a game winner, and Jokic got fouled at the very end for a flagrant foul, and he hits a 3 after the flagrant. So that was something that brought the Nuggets back in that game. And then this was actually the play of the day on ONYX on this YouTube channel, right? So if you guys did tail the pick yesterday, it did actually go ahead and hit. And this was a 2x our money right here. So adding another kind of win to the win column in the straight bets on this channel, right? So I'm going to go ahead and paste it on this slide that I have here, which is the running total so far of the video plays that we've been doing. We're now 10-2 over the past like 13 days, 12 days of the straight bets that we have been taking. So as I always kind of talk about this, let's go ahead and try to hop into another straight bet and try to hit another one today. It is going to be Suns money line, all right? Very simple entry. This game right now, Vegas has at pretty much 50-50 odds, right? 50-50 if the Suns are going to win, 50-50 if the Bucks are going to win. And for some reason, I just don't think the Bucks are as good as Vegas thinks they are. And I've been wanting to bet against them a lot. We took a long shot on the Jazz to beat the Bucks a couple of days ago. That didn't happen because Jazz were like plus 350 odds or something. But here's a game where the Suns are in the place to go ahead and try to beat the Bucks. And I'm taking the Bucks money line in this game. REBET is an app that I talk a lot about. I highly recommend you either get REBET or you either get ONYX odds, because that enables you to start straight betting, okay? A lot of you guys bet on Hard Rock, which is great in Florida. A lot of you guys bet on, DraftKings and FanDuel if you can do that. In states like Texas, I know Florida only has Hard Rock, so if you want to open yourself up to other sports books, I highly recommend it because you can get better odds, you can get more things to bet on. It's always better to have more books, have better odds, and have more options as a sports bettor, right? You don't want to limit yourself down to one book because you can get better odds on some of these books. Sometimes I flip between ONYX and REBET, and the odds are way better on REBET and vice versa. Sometimes the odds are way better on ONYX, and these differences do matter, right? Just as I talked about the underdog, these slight differences in lines can really make a difference long term. And on REBET, all of these states, you guys can go ahead and sign up for REBET. You guys can get a $100 deposit match, and you guys can also sign up for Novig, which is another app like this. And I'm going to go ahead and continue doing my sleeper promo as well, guys. All you have to do with sleeper, deposit $10. Then I'll cash up or Venmo you back the $10, all right? So it's pretty much like zero risk. You put $10 into Sleeper with my code PAID, and then you send me a screenshot that you went ahead and did that, and then I'll cash up or Venmo you back the $10 that you used to sign up, and it's as simple as that, really. So it'll be completely free for you to do so. It's pretty much just like me paying you back within 5 minutes, and then once you do that, you'll get 2 free months of the VIP. So, I mean, this is the easiest way to get multiple months of the VIP. We're like 2.5 months so far in this year, and if you add these two numbers together, together, so 40 plus 30, we're up 70 units so far this year. So that's been 2 months, 70 units. That means if you're a $10 sports better and you put $10 in every single entry I've sent out, you'd be up $700. All right. So it is free to do that, and you would be up $700 in the past 2 months. And I don't even think we've had that great of a past 2 months, especially on Prize Picks. We've been getting very unlucky on some of these different plays. All right. So let's get into the second play. I actually have 3 picks in today's video, but here's going to be the second play, which is going to be on Prize Picks. We're taking Cooper Flag to go over points. This is the taco. With every single taco, guys, every single Taco Tuesday, if Flag is off the board, just go ahead and sub in the next taco, right? It'll probably be another NBA player, and then it might be like an NHL player or something. That's normally what they do. But yeah, add this as the taco of the day. And then we're taking this guy, we're taking Kira and Fragner to go over 55.5 kills in this game happening. It's happening about mid-afternoon, I think about 4 or 5. So make sure to get this in as soon as possible. I like this at 55.5, and I like it all the way up to 56.5, okay? So take it at 55.5, take it at 56, and take it at 56.5, sorry. So I'm taking these two guys on Valorant. I'm taking them over. Valorant is also very correlated together, and when you pair up Valorant people together, if they have a longer game, then both of these guys are normally going to go over together because they are playing in a longer match, all right? So this is going to be the play of the day on Prize Picks. Hopefully you guys can lock that in. And then this is going to be the play of the day on Underdog Fantasy, which I've talked quite a lot about. Now, with this is a correlated 2-man on Underdog, okay? So you have this guy and you have this guy playing against each other. You have one of them being on AM Gaming and one of them being on FaveBet. I actually kind of forgot which teams they are. I think this guy is the one on AM Gaming, and then this is the guy on FaveBet. But with that being said, you have 2 guys on different teams playing each other, and they're both going under together. Now, how does that work? You have a team, 2 teams, and when they played it together, and if it's a longer game, that's going to mean more kills. If it's a shorter game, that's going to mean less kills. So we're hoping for a shorter game. We're hoping for one team to dominate the other team, and if that does happen, it's going to be a short game, causing everyone to go over. Okay, or sorry, under. It doesn't matter if you're the winning team or the losing team. If it's a short game, there's just physically not enough rounds to get kills, and you're going to go under together most likely, okay? So that is Counter-Strike correlation. Now you'll see here I talk a lot about Underdog's 3.5x payouts that they have. This is actually a 2.97x, so pretty much a 3x, which is what Prize Picks normally gives out on their lines. Now, if you try to take a very similar entry, these guys are not actually up on Prize Picks at the moment because this is happening tomorrow morning. But if you take a very similar entry, right, I just took these guys on Prize Picks. I X'd out their names just because this isn't an official play that I'm giving out. But what I want to show is that Prize Picks for this very similar play where you're taking headshots under, kills under, same game where they're playing each other. You'll see in this particular game is Mezzi versus K27 Mezzi. This is a 2.6x that they're giving you. So they're giving you like a 3x or a 0.3x lower than what they give you on Underdog Fantasy right now, okay? So this is correlated. One thing about this is that if you do use the friend boost, so if you're the first 10 people to tell this entry, then this will actually be bumped up 30%. So it will actually turn back into like a 3.5x, which is great. And you can do that 3 times a day, okay? So make sure to use my link. Make sure to, I'll have this down in the description, and then also make sure to follow me on Winnable. Obviously join the VIP guys, and 3 times a day you'll be able to bump up your entry on Underdog Fantasy to a 30% profit boost, right? And I can actually probably show this on some of these entries, like right here, for example. This one bumped up as a squad boost. This one also bumped up as a squad boost, and this got us a 4.25x because this entry was squad boosted. This one also was squad boosted as well because you guys tell these entries, which is great to see, and you guys can get a little bit of benefit from that as well. So these are the 3 plays, guys, on Prize Picks, on Underdog, and on REBET right here with Suns Moneyline. Let's go ahead and get back into the winning side of things, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video.